Hi, my name is Pat, and this is my channel, Book Chat with Pat, and I'm glad that you're here. This is Black History Month, and for today's episode of Poetry Thursday, I'm going to be focusing on the poetry of the late, great American poet Nikki Giovanni. Nikki Giovanni was born Yolanda Cornelia Giovanni on June 7th, 1943 in Knoxville, Tennessee. And she passed away just 2 months ago on December 9th, 2024 in Blacksburg, Virginia at the age of 81. In the 1960s, she was a major poetic figure in the Black arts movement, along with other notable writers such as Amiri Baraka, Audre Lorde, Gwendolyn Brooks, and Maya Angelou. In the 1970s, she devoted much of her energy to writing children's literature. And she also founded a publishing company to assist other African American women to get published. She was a member of the English department at Virginia Tech from 1987 until her retirement in 2022, where she earned numerous distinctions and awards. At the time of her death in December, she had the designation of University Distinguished Professor Emerita. Her final book, entitled The Last Book, is set for publication in the fall of this year. This past April, while battling cancer, she appeared at Virginia Tech to present the annual Giovanni Steger Poetry Prize, a writing competition that she had started back in 2006 with then Virginia Tech president, now the late Charles W. Steger, a competition that offered monetary prizes for student poets. At that presentation, she said, quote, "We can never let words be silenced. We can never let our words be taken away from us. We can never let people, because they don't like what we're saying, shut us up. Words are the most important things that human beings have, and no matter what the situation, we must always remember to use them." So how about some of Nikki Giovanni's words now? I'm going to start with her poem entitled Knoxville, Tennessee. And this is a poem that she wrote about visiting her grandparents during the summers. Knoxville, Tennessee. I always like summer best. You can eat fresh corn from Daddy's garden, and okra and greens and cabbage and lots of barbecue and buttermilk and homemade ice cream at the church picnic, and listen to gospel music outside at the church homecoming. And you go to the mountains with your grandmother and go barefooted and be warm all the time, not only when you go to bed and sleep. Next, mothers. The last time I was home to see my mother, we kissed, exchanged pleasantries and unpleasantries, pulled a warm, comforting silence around us, and read separate books. I remember the first time I consciously saw her. We were living in a 3-room apartment on Burns Avenue. Mommy always sat in the dark. I don't know how I knew that, but she did. That night, I stumbled into the kitchen, maybe because I've always been a night person, or perhaps because I had wet the bed. She was sitting on a chair. The room was bathed in moonlight, diffused through those thousands of panes landlords who rented to people with children were prone to put in windows. She may have been smoking, but maybe not. Her hair was 3/4 her height, which made me a strong believer in the Samson myth, and very black. I'm sure I just hung there by the door. I remember thinking, what a beautiful lady. She was very deliberately waiting, perhaps for my father to come home from his night job, or maybe for a dream that had promised to come by. Come here, she said, I'll teach you a poem. I see the moon sees me. God bless the moon, and God bless me. I taught it to my son, who recited it for her, just to say we must learn to bear the pleasures as we have borne the pains. In a recent video that I did on poetry of social justice, I also read Nikki Giovanni's poem entitled Rosa Parks. And I'm going to link that video in the notes below. Then I'm going to just close with her poem entitled Black History Month. And she says of this poem that the title can be read as either Black History Month or BLK History Month. It's written BLK History Month. If Black History Month is not viable, then wind does not carry the seeds and drop them on fertile ground. Rain does not dampen the land and encourage the seeds to root. Sun does not warm the earth and kiss the seedlings and tell them plain, you're as good as anybody else. You've got a place here too. As always, I thank you for watching. I hope that you're doing well. I'll speak with you again soon. Take care.